Welcome back to Axis Anime. My name is Senshin Ikeda and today I'll be doing a walkthrough and review of Magi episode 24. Now, if you remember from last episode, we get to see Alibaba and Aladdin fight both Donya and Izak. It was a good fight, but it wasn't a great fight. It could have been better. And at the end of the fight scene, we get to see Isnan jump in. He saves his people. And I'm like, come on, Isnan, really? You wrecked a good fight. I wanted to see bloodshed, not you jumping in and fucking everything else up. But again, moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Judel and Sinbad. And yes, they are talking back and forth, but Judel's main mission wasn't to talk with Sinbad. The only mission that Judel was given was to take out Syndra's barrier. So whatever he's talking with Sinbad about has nothing to do with the organization. This is his own agenda. And it's not really working because whatever Judel is selling, yeah, Sinbad is not buying. Now, moving on past that, after Judel leaves, the organization appears right outside of Syndra, and Sinbad, yeah, he gets all 8 of his generals up and running and ready. And again, that's where the episode ends, and I'll hold my final thought and rating at the end of the clip, so stay tuned. But let's dive right on in. So we open up this episode with Syndra. Yeah, we're back in Syndra, and the 8 generals are now ready. All 8 of the generals in Syndra are now in place. They're ready for an all-out war, so they're good to go. Now, the dark metal vessel users from the organization have appeared. Now, we don't know the names of them or if we've actually seen all of them, but there are a good amount of them, like at least 2 or 3 of them we get to see. Kind of interesting. Now, moving on past that, Sinbad. He notices this army or this organization, at least that's what they call themselves, of Al Thaman. There's only a couple of them, so they came in a small force. So this organization that is attacking Syndra right now looks kind of small, and Sinbad does notice this, and he doesn't know what's up. If they're so big and so badass, and they send Judel to do their dirty work, why are they attacking in a small force? Are they mocking Syndra? Are they mocking Sinbad? It looks like it. But again, moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Donya back in the dungeon. She uses Rhea Bolda. I love seeing Rhea Bolda being used, so it's on like Donkey Kong, and again, that's where we open up with. Moving on past that, we are taking to a little cutscene with Aladdin, and Aladdin's giving us a little brief amount of information about what's really going on. Now, apparently when your dodging equip is being used, it's in its strongest form when you first use it, or at least that's what he's trying to point out. So when you use dodge and equip, it's the strongest form you can use. I definitely thought that was worth mentioning. However, you can use one unbelievable strong, unstoppable extreme magic attack when you use dodge and equip, but that's about it. And Aladdin then attacks Donya. After explaining that, he actually attacks Donya, and it was blocked. Izak jumps in, he's ready to go, but again, his attack against Donya is a no-go. So I definitely thought that was worth mentioning. However, Izak is ready. He's ready to jump in. And speaking of Izak, we're taking to a little cutscene with Alibaba, Aladdin, and the Prince. Yeah, the Prince jumps in. And now it's a 3-on-1 fight. So all 3 of these characters, Alibaba, Aladdin, and the Prince, are attacking Izak. So Izak is being attacked by 3 other characters. That doesn't even sound fair. And at the same time, what does that say about Izak's power if it takes 3 characters to, attack him? It says a lot in my opinion, and Izak's not even a main character. It's kind of impressive. Now, I should point out, the Prince who jumps in with Aladdin and Alibaba, his arm gets chopped off. I love how graphical it was. I did not see this coming. I thought the Prince was going to come out on top by not really doing much, since he's a small, well played out character. Well, not really well played out, but he's definitely a played out character. He's supposed to be more, but he's not really doing much. Again, the Prince, his arm is chopped right off, and I love it. And then Donya attacks. I love it. It's like a good follow-up. It's like, okay, so the Prince's arm, it's gone. Guess what? Donya, she also attacks, and all I can say is she uses a shitload of swords. Now, this scene where we see Donya attack, it looks like a scene from Campione, the anime series. I'll say it one more time. Donya, her attack with all these swords reminds me of a cutscene from the anime series Campione. I swear to God, check out that anime series. It's a great anime series, but still, I've seen this attack before. So it doesn't amaze me. I'm not really thrilled. So we're taking to a little cutscene, and we're back in Syndra, and the battle has begun with the organization versus the generals. I know, I was waiting for this. So we see 8 of the generals, or a couple of the generals, they're attacking the organization. And first up on the chop block, Czar, which, if you don't remember who Czar is the master of Alibaba, the swordsmanship master, of course. He's the guy that's responsible for teaching Alibaba how to better use his swordsmanship to his own ability. And again, Czar, he's being attacked, and he is hit directly, and he's bleeding. Really? all that talk about being one of the best swordsmanship or sword masters kind of doesn't look it. Just putting that out there. Now, right outside of Syndra, there's this black mass that's appearing in the water. And you're wondering, what the hell is this black mass? Now, yes, this black mass belongs to the organization, and it's swallowing everything up in its past. Even the sea creatures that are attacking it are being kind of eaten up, devoured, and slowly mutilated, or in this case, disintegrating. I don't know how else to describe it, but it was kind of sick in my opinion. And Syndra is the next thing that's in the black math's path, so I can't wait to see what's going to happen there. However, we are taken back to a little cutscene inside of the dungeon, and Donya, she powers down. So Donya, she's already used her dodge and equip, so she's fucked. I don't know how else to describe this, or not her dodge and equip, you know, her weapon equip, whatever you want to call it. Donya's little power thing, her little power boost she had, is done. So Donya, her Magio is now depleted. Bye-bye. So I definitely had to mention that. So again, Donya, she's now powering down, and she asks Isnan, is this enough? Have I completed our bargain? Will you save my country? I'm like, huh? This is Isnan. He's the bad guy, and you're asking for him to keep his end of the bargain, his promise? No, Isnan calls her a fool. Now, why would you call your own comrade a fool? You promised her something, and now you're not making good on your promise? What does that say about your character? That means if you make a lot of promises with a shitload of people and you back out of them, I don't think you're going to last that long, even if you have magic. So Isnan, you're a bastard. So bam, you've been branded a bastard, man. So again, Isnan just calls Donya a fool, and then guess what? Aladdin, his group is still alive. So Donya thought Aladdin's group was defeated, you know, they're dead after her major attack. No. Yeah, guess what? Aladdin's group, they are alive and kicking. So we're taking to a little cutscene with Izak. Now, Izak is still alive, ironically. I know he puts himself back together. And then Izak, we find out his Magio has been depleted, but he was still going to attack Aladdin and everyone else. So he puts his Humpty Dumpty puts his pieces back together again, and he's about to attack Aladdin and everyone else, except Isaac, or however you want to call his name, Izak. He's out of Magio, so we can't really do shit. So sorry, Izak, you're gone. I don't know how else to describe it, but yeah, you're dead. And again, he's been defeated, so he's been broken like a doll or a puppet. So Izak has been defeated, and he's not a real human. In fact, he's a puppet or recreation of the actual Izak. So is this character a real character, or is it a creation of Donya? Well, technically this character was once real. The form of this character was a real person. However, in reality, this character has already died. So this is the recreation of the original Izak. And again, this character dies. So Izak, he was already originally dead to begin with. This is just a recreation or a clone, and he's been defeated. So Izak, you've been defeated, and when you were defeated, first your face cracked in half, it looked like you were a doll, then you disintegrated like sand. So you did a Gaara imitation from Naruto. I went there, yeah. It was kind of interesting. Now we are taking to a little cutscene with Izak, and I should point out, he isn't a doll. He's just a recreation from Donya. But he can be considered a doll though. Although he thinks and acts on his own accord, minus whatever Donya wants him to do, so it's definitely worth mentioning. But sorry, I digress. Now I should point out, both Donya as well as Izak are pawns, just like Chasm was. So Isnan was just using them. He wasn't going to keep his promise to bring back Donya's country. No. And again, Alibaba is noticing the similarities between Donya and Chasm, and it's hitting him pretty hard. Now we're taking to a little cutscene with Isnan, and he was talking with Donya, but it gets better. Isnan, he stabs Donya straight through the chest with his weapon. So Donya has been attacked by Isnan, and it looks like she's almost dead, but she is still alive. But Isnan just turns on Donya and just, direct hit. Did not see this coming, and it was definitely a well played out scene. I love seeing it, and I thought, Alibaba, what are you gonna do? He's pussying out. Yeah, Alibaba, he's watching everything from a distance, and he's just shocked. He's still focused on Donya having similarities with Chasm to even give a fuck about what's happening. He's just stunned. Like, what kind of character is this? Alibaba, fuck you. Man, you didn't do shit. Now, we are taking to a little cutscene back on Syndra. Yeah, we're back on the island of Syndra with Musaru. Now, Musaru is also being attacked by one of the organization members, which we don't really know his name, of course. But again, Musaru is being attacked, except he turns the tables, and Musaru attacks his opponent, and he defeats his opponent with one hand. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Or I believe it was one hand, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But again, Musaru just uses his hand against his opponent, and it's done. He defeats his opponent in one blow, and I love it. Now, moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Zar. Yeah, and Zar, again, if you remember correctly, he wasn't defeated by his opponent, but technically he was on the ground. Zar was bleeding, and it looked like he was about to be defeated, and it wasn't looking good. He turns around, and Zar slices all of his opponents to smithereens, and then he attacks the organization member and slices him right in half. So Zar slices his opponent right in half, and I love it. It's a great scene. But moving on past that, we're taking to a little cutscene with Donya. We're back in the dungeon. Now, Donya is still alive, and she's gradually dying, so she is going to die regardless. And she's bleeding out internally, so she is going to die. However, she's dying in Alibaba's arms. I was like, wow. I didn't think Alibaba was going to show sympathy all of a sudden, like right now. And all I can say is Alibaba's spirit has been broken because Donya reminds him of Chasm, and it's getting to him. And his curse mark starts to get even darker on him, and it's not looking good for him. Not at all. So we're taking to a little cutscene with Alibaba, and he is faced with Donya's memories, just like he was faced with Chasm's memories. So now Alibaba can see all of Donya's memories of her past, and they are very sad. But moving on past that, we're taking to a flashback of her memories and her past, and we get to see Izak, and Izak is protecting Donya as a child, because apparently after her country fell, her own guards, her own knights turned on her, and they were going to give her up because she was royalty, and the object was if you kill all the royalty, your country was free and no one else would bully you per se, something like that along those lines. But again, Izak, the real Izak, protects Donya, and he is stabbed multiple times, so Izak is stabbed to death. I don't know if he actually died because we don't get to see him fully dead, but he was stabbed multiple times protecting Donya. So this is why Donya likes Izak way so much, because Izak was really a good person and the last person to protect Donya. So this is why she recreated him. So there's a lot of meaning behind that, and all I can say is after Alibaba sees that, he falls to grace. And if you don't know what that means, from Aladdin's perspective, when you fall from grace, you have dark butterflies, which are called dark rook, appear out of nowhere, and you become a dark person. You're going against the world. And this is not looking good for Alibaba because he's falling from grace. It's really not looking good at all. Now, Aladdin is not taking this standing still. Aladdin actually tries to attack Isnan. Yeah, it's not going well. In fact, Isnan just pushes Aladdin away, so Aladdin's attack failed. And again, Isnan is just sitting there waiting for Alibaba to attack him, and Alibaba, ironically, he attacks Isnan and kills him. Or at least, he doesn't really kill him technically because Isnan is still alive in some parts, I guess. And guess what? Alibaba is a newborn black king. The unthinkable has happened. This was the organization's true goal. The organization didn't really want to take over Syndra, didn't really want to stop Aladdin and everyone else from getting to the treasure room. In fact, the true goal of the organization was to capture Alibaba and make him into a black king. Really? That's interesting. Now, at the end of the episode, we get to see Alibaba, and he's now in black armor. And again, that's where the episode ends. As for final thoughts, I've only got one. What the hell, Alibaba? Did you really fall for that? I can't believe you, man. You're a new black king. So you're a newborn black king. What does this mean? Where's it going to go? We really don't know. But again, that ends it for my final thoughts. As per my rating, 4 out of 5. Was the drama there? Yes. With Donya and Izak. That was the drama. And that was about it. As for fight scenes, yes, they were there. We get to see the prince and his arm being chopped off. Definitely worth seeing. We get to see Donya being stabbed to death. Musaru defeating his opponent. Zar defeating his opponent. I love it. So the fight scenes were spot on. So final rating, 4 out of 5. And that ends it for my walkthrough review of Magi episode 24. Definitely comment down below. Let me know. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Definitely subscribe. Check me out on Twitter and follow me if you like. But let me know what you thought of this episode. And let me know what you think's going to happen in the next episode that's coming out. But again, guys, that ends it for now. I got to hit the bricks. I got to go. And before I go, I got to say it. And I always say it. You can't stop the access, but you can watch the feed. I'll see you later, guys.